Here to make a video on the Whatnot show, the update on the Whatnot show that we had last week, how that went. Also show you guys some cards that we're going to be selling at the next show and show you some of the stuff that I just collect. I'm more of a collector than a reseller. So yeah, I'll show you guys some of the cards I have. I don't have anything to open right now. I'm getting 4 blaster boxes that actually I think are coming today, so I can make a video tonight or probably tomorrow in the evening and post it on the Topps Chrome blaster boxes that we're going to open. But we'll go with the Whatnot show and how that went and what I learned doing Whatnot. So the first show we did went horrendous. We had absolutely no clue how to even use the app. I went through Whatnot gives you like a rehearsal. That rehearsal, I kind of did it, but I kind of video game tutorialed it, if that makes sense. The tutorials in the beginning of the video games, how you kind of you do them, but you don't do them, and you just jump in the game and you try to figure it out. That's kind of what I did with Whatnot, and probably wasn't a good idea. I have no reselling experience at all. I'm a trades guy. I do trade work. I collect sports cards. I do trade work. As far as selling things, Facebook Marketplace is that's the extent of my experience as a reseller, which, like I said, I'm really not a reseller. I'm more of a collector, and just started selling stuff just 2 weeks ago, really. I mean, I just started doing this Whatnot thing. So this first show went terrible. We didn't know how to use the app. I ended up stopping the show early. Me and Gino ended up stopping the show early because we couldn't even navigate through it. Then we went back on, figured out how to use the app, and was on there for maybe 30 minutes, I think, and we sold one thing. So we sold one lot, which for me was a success. Gina was a little upset. I wasn't expecting to sell too much stuff on the first show we were going to do. Most of it was just I made team bags pretty much from 90s to 2000, stuff that I wouldn't lose a ton of money on if things didn't go the right way. So I wasn't expecting to sell so much of that. That was just kind of getting a feel for it, getting a feel for the speed, putting cards out there, showing cards to people. I know that all sounds simple, but when you've never done this before, it's good to have some practice and just to get a feel for the app. I didn't want to put anything expensive out there and just get completely cleaned out because, you don't have any followers. You don't have patch, autographs, 101s, all this stuff, which we'll get into here in a second about the selling aspect of it. But the first show that we did, I wasn't expecting to sell too much. That was just kind of for us to get into the groove of things. So we got off the first show. The second show, we sold one thing, and then we took a break. We went and got pizza, played Rainbow Six the rest of the night, and then that was pretty much how the first show went. We didn't sell too much. Like I said, we only sold one thing. Not that we didn't sell too much. We only sold one thing. And we only had 4 people on the show max. That's one of the things I noticed with Whatnot. Everybody wants things to start at $1. Nobody wants to pay for anything. And there's a lot of people on there that do that. The thing is they've got 30 to 100 people in a room. So they're able to start high-end things at $1 and watch them get bid up to $100. Where if you are like me and had nobody in your room, you're literally giving stuff away. The second show I did by myself, and I wasn't going to do it, but I was discouraged. I was like, there's no way that we did that bad on the first show. It wasn't so much that we only sold one thing. It was just the whole process of us not knowing how to use the app. The camera was set up wrong. Stuff was completely disorganized. Whatever could go wrong went wrong that first show. So I didn't know if I was going to do one, especially since I was by myself. But I said screw it, and we went with it anyways. I did it by myself. Um, Ended up doing pretty good. Sold 24 things on that show. Made no money. Started things out at $1, which again, like I said, I wasn't planning on making money. Even these first couple of shows, I just was trying to get out there and get some exposure. We handed out, I was giving away, and here's a trick to get followers. And these aren't that much money. If you can find PSA 9s of like Caleb, and Jackson Dart, any of those guys, you can get these for relatively cheap, anywhere from like 15 to $30. I don't know if that's in people's wheelhouse, but like I got some of these for like $20 and put them out there as giveaways. So if you stick around for the giveaway, you get a PSA 9 Caleb Williams card. So I did do some PSA slab giveaways. I gave 2 of those away. Got some followers from that. Grew. So the second show, to a lot of people's standards, I mean, I guess as far as like a reselling standard, I'm sure that's not exciting for most people to sell 24 things, but I was excited that I was able to sell 24 things. Didn't make any money, which was fine, just getting the exposure, getting out there, and then obviously finally selling things like one after another. That was actually really cool. So the second show went great. Besides the end, the second show went great selling. Besides the end, and again, this is where you might want to do like I did, some practice shows before you go balls to the wall and just start throwing up like 1,000 things to sell. So as I was selling things, I was writing down on the card. And for some reason in my mind, I know that, Whatnot does these video receipts. So I was like, whatever. I was keeping track of it and then putting it to the side and keeping track and putting it to the side. I ended up getting mixed up because I was by myself. And then me stupidly having confidence in the video receipt was just like, okay, there's a video receipt. We'll figure all this out at the end. That was not the case. The video receipt helped, but it wasn't like it wasn't a for sure thing. Selling on Whatnot and going through the whole process, I kind of see why. Like, I was on there for like a month before I started the show just to see how people operate, how people sell, what their strategies are. And what I noticed a lot, especially with a lot of people who are bigger on there, they'll consistently say auction one, or they'll say one, or they'll say good take. This was a good take on one. And I was always like, why do they keep saying that? And they're just going to keep saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 1,000. That's crazy. Now I know why. Because when you go do the video receipt, Whatnot does I'm sure they do the best job they can, but it kind of mushes some things together. So there was a 40-minute excursion when I was done with my show trying to figure out who I sold this Clay Matthews card to. Ended up, I didn't make any mistakes. It kind of looked like I made a mistake, but that went bad towards the end of the show. Me getting the orders organized, I kind of got them misorganized, but kind of by my own fault, I guess, because I think I was just overthinking it. That wasn't the biggest disaster, though. The biggest disaster was shipping. So, and this is very important if you're going to be a reseller, I guess you could call it, or you're going to sell on Whatnot. And this probably doesn't apply to everything you sell, but I can say right now, as far as sports cards, guaranteed sports cards, you better make sure you understand shipping. And I had no clue about shipping. I kind of winged it. It was like one card's like half ounce, so I kind of did it that way. I had no profile set up. Whatnot allows you to have shipping profiles. I didn't even know what the hell that was. So the shipping got destroyed. I ended up sending out 24 things on Monday, and only 4 of them actually got sent off. The other 20 came back, and I had to print new packaging labels, which I had to pay for, obviously, and then send them out. So some of the people, they got their stuff late, but they did get it. That's one of the reasons what took me so long to make this video, is I wanted to make the video when the whole process was done. I thought that it would be done in a couple days after the auction, but when you screw shipping up like I did, that obviously isn't going to be done a couple days after the auction. So that was a very big learning lesson. Shipping Whatnot allows you to create your own shipping profiles. So I'm going to do that. The other big mistake I made, and again, no reselling experience, I thought, hey, I have a printer, so I can just print these labels out and just tape them onto these packages and then send them out. This will be really easy. Not a big deal. Wrong. This is a printer that I just bought. And the reason I bought this is because that took a ridiculously long time, even for 24 packages, to print and then to cut each label out and then tape it on there. Like, you got to tape the whole label too. That's the other thing. Like, you don't want the label to rip, so I had to tape the whole label on there. So with labor of cutting it out and putting it on there, the money I had to spend on tape to put the packaging tape on it, label maker is what we're going to be doing now, and I should have got that to begin with. So if you're thinking about selling on Whatnot and you do not have a label maker, get a label maker, because you're going to want to strangle yourself by the end of it. Shipping, definitely have your shipping profile set up. Again, and I'm sure a lot of you people who are watching this is probably like, well, are you goofy? Like, of course you have to have a shipping profile. I had no clue about that. But Whatnot allows you to create as many different shipping profiles as you want. I bought at a garage sale, I got a scale. So now there is a scale. So I have a scale and I have a printer, and that's never going to happen again as far as packages being sent back because they have the wrong postage on it. And I'm not going to be taking a ridiculously long time putting labels on packages because I have a label maker now. Am I going to do another Whatnot auction? Yes. Am I going to do it the way I did it last time? No. I am not set up to run singles, and we will run singles, and there's stuff that I'm going to run, obviously singles, dollar singles, but the next show we do is going to be in 2 weeks. We're going to do another football show because we completely screwed this show up, which is fine. It was our first show, and I have no reselling experience, so I figured that it was not going to go well. I'm one of those people that kind of don't wait for things. I just throw myself in the fire. So we started off sprinting and fell on our face, but we fell forward, so I'm good with that. But the next auction, it's not going to be a speed auction. There's going to be singles. I'm going to set up probably like 200 items. All of them are going to be able to be clicked on. All of them are going to have their own shipping tied to them. We're going to do max shipping at $10. So the max you're going to pay on shipping is going to be $10. Obviously, if you don't hit over the 3 ounces, you're not going to pay that. But if you, for some reason you do, we'll max it out at like $10. You'd have to buy a lot. If I ended up selling that much stuff, I would probably pay for the shipping myself, to be honest with you. But that's going to be the format of the next auction. It's going to be set up more of, I guess, like a real auction, right? It's not going to be singles at $1 and I'm running one product 1,000 times, quantity 1,000. I'm not going to do that. We're going to have some stuff like that. We're going to run singles, but a lot of it, it's going to go up there as, you know, its own thing, if that makes sense, with its own shipping and its own everything. The other reason I'm doing that is because, again, I am not a reseller. I am a collector. I do this for a hobby. I'm not doing this to get rich. I collect cards, and a lot of the stuff that I want to share with people that I have duplicates of, that I'd like to sell because I think it's cool and it's worth money. I can't run at $1 and I can't run it at singles. So we can take a look at some of the stuff that I collect. Like this is one thing that I'm going to be selling at the auction. And I have a set of these. I think I've got like 4 sets of these. Just stuff that I've bought over the years and have collected. These are cool. These are, I think these are 2008. Yep, these are the Super Bowl inserts of all the teams. And Brady's in here. These are all the Cowboys Super Bowls. So like this, I want to sell on Whatnot, but I don't want to piece this out. I'd rather sell it as a whole set. Like this is a nice set. And I'm going to set that, like, we're going to run singles. We're going to do dollar lots. We're going to do all that stuff. But, like, I don't know. Our auctions aren't going to be ran like a lot of people's auctions you see on Whatnot. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be okay with that, but I really don't care if they're okay with that. There's plenty of auctions and spaces to go on Whatnot where if you want some guy to run cars like this all day, all night for $1, there's channels for that. My channel is definitely not the channel for that. And we will run some stuff at $1. But here's the one thing I'm going to say about Whatnot, and I'm not talking trash about anybody. I am completely new to this space. I am completely new to YouTube. I am completely new to Whatnot. I'm completely new to all of this. So I don't want to come in here like I'm on some kind of high horse, but I'm going to tell everybody something right now, and I just want everyone to hear me out. You buying this stuff on Whatnot, you are getting ripped off. I mean, like you're better off going on Facebook Live and negotiating with somebody or going to a card store or going to somewhere. I mean, this stuff it's overpriced. I mean, and again, I'm not trying to talk crap about anybody. Everyone's got to make their money. Everyone's got their own thing, and that's cool. And, if, this card is worth $1 and someone has it selling for $100 and someone pays $100 for it, I don't have anything against that. But the atmosphere I got off Whatnot when I was in that auction room was people were like singles, patches, autos, this, case hits. It's like you can go to another channel to get that stuff. You're not going to get that from my channel. You're going to get stuff like this, collectible stuff, not stuff. I mean, you could flip this technically. This is good stuff. It's worth money, but I'm not doing that. And I don't want to do that. There's going to be a set price for a lot of this stuff. There's going to be shipping that's set. And if you want it, great. If you don't, my channel might not be the channel for you, which is okay. That's fine too. But I just felt like it was like people were hampering on some of these things, even though I put in the description 90s to 2025 Topps Chrome. Vintage Chrome and new Chrome. And it was like, I still had people like, all your stuff sucks. Where the hell's the good stuff? Where are the patches and autos? It's like, there's other channels for that. You can, we all can't be selling the same stuff. And again, my honest opinion, and not even my honest opinion, it's a fact. 99% of you guys who are buying singles on Whatnot like this, you're being ripped off. You're being ripped off. So, I mean, if you don't want to buy this and have something that's from 2008 that has value, that holds value, that's not going to, oh my God, this guy didn't work out. I spent $1,000 on this card and now it's worthless. Come to my channel. We have stuff like this, but this isn't going to be the whole channel. So like this is the stuff I want to sell, and I want to sell it in a set. The other thing we're going to do is I am tying We're going to do a GoFundMe for suicide awareness and to donate. I'm going to explain that in another video, an in-depth video on that. But anything that gets sold in the auction or through the store, 10% of all sales is going to go towards this GoFundMe we're going to have for suicide awareness. And there's a couple of places in Arlington Heights that do a lot of good work for, underprivileged people who need mental health help, but don't have the resources, the money, the insurance, mental health. I mean, it's more mainstream now into insurance, but a while ago it was like counseling was like, well, it's kind of a luxury to have a counselor. Like, is that needed? Again, I'm not going to go down that whole rabbit hole, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to take 10% of all sales and we're going to donate it. It's going to go into a GoFundMe, and then we're going to donate it for suicide awareness and to help people who are going through some tough times. So definitely check out the show. We're going to have a lot of cool stuff. I'm not going to be doing speed auctions. I'm not trying to rip anybody off either. That's the other thing. Like sudden death, 10-second auctions on this card that's worth like maybe $10 on a good day. Buy it for $100. Like, it's ridiculous. So yeah, and then again, I'm not going to go through all of them, but like I have all in all of these sets, I have all these cards, and like I have them all. Like there's the Brady cards. You go and find me a full complete set on eBay, on anywhere where you're getting Brady cards included in the set. Everybody has, I have a complete set, missing Brady, missing this, missing that. They're not missing. These are 100% complete sets. I've got 4 of them. Obviously, I'm keeping 1 of them. 10% of all sales are going to go into our GoFundMe for suicide awareness. I have more of these. Like, I've got a lot of them. I'm just trying to show you for like an example. So these are kind of cool. These are Topps Finest. We're going to sell these. Again, the auction is going to be in 2 weeks, and what I'm probably going to do, what I'm thinking about doing, and I have a set of these, which I'm going to keep. I've got a lot of these, too. Let's see if I can get it. Is it in there? Yeah, you can see both of them. So I have a bunch of these, and what me and Gino were thinking about doing was, and they're the same thing, they just open up. So this is this just closed, right? So we're gonna make a stand, and I have some stainless steel stuff. Again, I'm a trades guy. I have some stainless steel bracketing that looks really, really nice that we were gonna make brackets for these to sit in, and we were gonna put them on a stand, and you'd have Emmitt Smith in the closed card, and you'd have Emmitt Smith on the wide open one on a stand. We're thinking about selling those. Again, not trying to get rich, not trying to rip people off. Obviously we're going to put time into making them, so that obviously that'll get in, but just something cool. And again, it'll probably be under $100, like something cool under 100, probably under $50. Like, I have to see how much cost of materials is going to be, but I mean, that would be awesome. Emmitt Smith like this, Emmitt Smith like this, and it's just a stand. We're going to sell those. Those will be in the auction. Again, listed individually. I'm going to do it the right way. And I've got a lot of players, like Randy Moss is in there, Marshall Faulk, Marvin Harris Jr., Brett Favre. I think Bledsoe's in here. Kurt Warner. See, so like here, this would be a better example. So the stand will look like this, right? You'll have Davis over here. You'll have Davis over here. It'll be on a stand. It'd be kind of cool, I think. So we're going to sell those. We're going to make some stuff and sell it. And we'll make a video of us making the stuff, too. I'm not a really arts and crafty person. I should just put that out there right now. I'm really not an artsy crafty person, but as far as like woodworking and like stuff like that, I like doing projects. And for stuff like this, I think that would be cool to actually have this on a stand with the other card like that. And then I have some of these. I'm not going to be selling sets of these. These are one of the things. This is like my main collection. So like I collect obviously Chicago stuff because I live in Illinois and Chicago suburbs. I live in the suburbs. So, but I'm a huge Topps Chrome person. I like Topps Chrome. I like Topps Signature. And the reason I like Topps Chrome probably the most is because it's a good product that holds its value. That's for retail, for regular people. It's not a hobby box. You don't have to buy this crazy stuff. You can buy Topps Chrome, just regular cards. And they're nice cards where they hold value. Now, I'm not saying, you're going to spend $1,000 to build a Topps Chrome set like I do, and you're going to get that money back out of the set. No, remember, we're talking about collecting. But as far as like Topps Chrome, your Chrome cards will hold value a lot better in 20 years than just any regular cards. So this is why I have so much of this stuff. I'm a huge Topps Chrome person, and Topps Chrome, it changes year to year, but like they do these retro cards, these reprints, and I collect these. I have and some of these I can sell. Like I know, like this one I can sell because I have like 3 of these. And then I think it's this one. This one I have 2 of these, so I can sell one of these. But this is the only set. But this is one of the things that I collect are these reprints, and I just think they're cool. Like those are what the cards look like back in. This is obviously the 60s. And I also have. Hang on one second. Sorry, this is like my private little stash of stuff. I also have these ones. These ones are cool. Topps does this. I don't know if it's every year. Bad memory. This is 96. This is the first year they came out with Topps Chrome, by the way. They did these Namath cards. And again, like that's one of the things I collect. And they're actually nice to collect because they're not very expensive. I mean, they're nice cards. They're not cheap. You're not going to buy them for $1. I think you can buy a set of this for probably $60, $70. Again, I got these out of packs, obviously, a long time ago. This is from 2000. These ones I ended up buying in my 20s. Like I said, they're just cool to collect because they're valuable, but they're not so valuable where, they're so expensive you can't collect them. Like you can actually go out and collect these cards. And if you're a collector, if you're a reseller, you're a flipper, which I know there's people that do that, this probably isn't the channel for you. But like, yeah, these cards are awesome. And what I'm trying to do is go through all the years, and I have to go through all the years from 96 till today. They don't do it every year. I know they don't do it every year. I think they vary it. Like I know this is 08. So like, yeah, these are another ones. These are cool. So like I collect this type of stuff. These things are in my PC. Michael Jordan's in my PC. Huge Michael Jordan PC. Anything Michael Jordan. Doesn't matter. Maybe I'll show my Michael Jordan PC on another video. But one of the things I wanted to try to do is obviously I want to go through and I want to find these, and then I'm going to buy them. Obviously, buy the ones I don't have, and then I might not be able to get the expensive ones, but I wanted to try to match the cards. So like this card is from 96. I wanted to find the original card and just have it next to it and be like Topps Chrome, the original. So that would be kind of cool. So that's some of the stuff I collect. I don't have any of these extra Namath cards, so I couldn't sell anybody any of these ones, obviously. I don't have any extras of these either, so I couldn't sell these either. But again, these are just cool cards, and they hold value. That's what I like about Topps Chrome. Like even the base sets. I mean, I'm not saying you're gonna get your money's worth out of them that you put into it, but like you can buy a 2000 total base set, the complete set, of like Topps 2000 Chrome for like $70, $80. Like, you can't do that with just regular Topps cards. Nobody wants a regular Topps set. So, you're on a budget. You're not rich. You're like me. You're not rich, but you like collecting cards, but you don't want to waste your money and just have it fly out the window, which is what happens in this hobby. Topps Chrome. Buy Topps Chrome. It's reasonably priced, and at least it holds value. You're not just going to, throw all this stuff in the garbage. Here are some cool cards that I got for the next auction too. Some old school stuff. Hidden gems. This is, what is this? 97. So I'm assuming this has got to be 97, 98. But we'll be running these. See, I'll run some singles, but like I'm just not set up for that. And I don't know. I don't know. It felt weird. It felt like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I was, Whatnot's a very interesting place. I'll say that. God, I don't want to sound like a little bitch. Like, nobody appreciated any of this shit. Does that make sense? Am I making too much of this? It just seemed like nobody really cared. And I get it. These are my cards. Like, obviously, these are my cards. I care about these. No one's going to care about those besides you. But, like, I don't know. Like, do I even have it? I have a Curtis Martin card. And I didn't even want to put it up there for $1 because, like, it's worth way more than $1. But it's an insert, and I believe it's numbered on that card. If you go look it up, I want to say I use, and maybe I'm using the wrong site, but I think it's Card Check or card something. You can take a picture. It does it by AI. That card sold for like $1,000 8 years ago in a PSA 10. Now, I'm not saying it was going to get a PSA 10, and obviously that sale was old. But, like, if you take into account inflation and, like, what does a sealed box of 1996 Topps Chrome go for? I mean, a sealed box of 2000 Topps Chrome goes for, like, $800 now. They were $250, I want to say, 9 years ago. So, and counting for inflation, that card should sell for thousands of dollars to the right person. But nobody wanted it, which is fine. I'm happy it didn't sell. I had, I think, 2 or 3 of them. But it was just like, I don't know. People were just complaining that there was no autographs or patches, or you're not running 1,000 case hits. It's like, no, I have some case hits. I'm running some singles, and then I'm running, the stuff that I said I was running in the damn title. You goofy, like, what are you talking about? It says what I'm running in the title. It just, I don't know. It just felt weird. So, and I think part of that's on me too, because I went into that auction of like trying to, I guess, maybe try to wow people and to sell stuff and just push stuff, when I should have just went in there like I'm going to go into this next auction, which is, this is my stuff. This is what I have. This is how much it costs. We're not running it at $1. If you want it, great. If you don't, that's fine too. And no, we don't have patches and autos all day. There's other channels for that. So that's what I learned with my Whatnot show, my first one. And that's kind of the little card collection that I have. I don't want to make this video too long, but I'll probably put out another video tonight or tomorrow. It's Gino's birthday weekend, by the way, so I don't know. We'll see. Happy birthday to Gino. He's 19 now. But I've got Topps Chrome blaster boxes we're going to rip open. And then I still have the 2010 blaster boxes, the UFC ones. I'm waiting for Gino to open those. He'll get really upset if I open those without him. So we have to wait for Gino for those. But we are going to still open those. So I hope everybody had a good week. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. Have a good week. Be safe.